How horrible was Meghan's miscarriage revealed by the nurse? Everything you heard was a lie. The doctor or nurse reveals that Meghan's miscarriage was a hoax. Good morning and thank you for visiting the official YouTube channel for all the latest information on Royal Family News Update. Earlier today, an undercover nurse revealed that Meghan Markle had faked a miscarriage or the delivery of a tiny package so that Prince Harry could dig a grave with his bare hands. The nurse says that while spontaneous abortions in the first trimester are relatively common, releasing the fetus to the family afterward is unusual. By the end of the second trimester, a spontaneous abortion is legally considered a stillbirth, and the birth must be registered before the body can be released to an undertaker. When an aborted fetus is legally considered a stillbirth varies by country. I don't mean to be callous, but a fetus that has been aborted must be disposed of in accordance with health department policy and state law because it is considered medical waste. This whole thing is a lie. It's possible that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex buried the contents of a small package they took with them after the Duchess of Sussex had a spontaneous abortion. She continued, and even if they were to be given the remains, who among them would dig a hole with their bare hands and bury it under a tree, where any animal could smell it and eat it? Digging a deep hole with your hands is impossible. At the very least, you would treat your child's remains with respect. Anyone who has tried to remove a large shrub or tree from their garden knows how difficult it is to dig a hole near the trunk using only their bare hands. If you don't have a pickaxe or a mattock, you won't have any chance. Both of these are likely to cause damage to the tree by breaking its roots. Over the course of the next few months, I plan to cut down a sizable buddleia. First, I'll need to dig a hole outward from it, probably about 3 feet in all directions. Everyone seems to have forgotten that Meghan Markle gave 2 conflicting accounts of the alleged miscarriage because they are so preoccupied with the home versus hospital burial scenario. She was at home with her baby when she miscarried. She had a miscarriage in her driveway and collapsed into her friend's arms. Something different is conveyed in Harry's writing. Which is it, then? In addition, Meghan often provides different accounts of the same events, each one being the truth to her. Do you recall the conflicting tales of how they first became acquainted? A mutual friend introduced them after they both saw a cute photo of her using a rabbit or puppy, I can't remember which, filter on Instagram. There's no way to get the whole truth about this woman. The nurse was open with information, and we are all the same. As someone who has experienced a miscarriage, I find it incredibly offensive that some people would consider trying to avoid the pain and suffering that comes with such a situation. My first thought is that only a very sick or disturbed person would try such a ridiculous hoax. It is not only dishonest, but also deeply disrespectful to those who have experienced this unique and frequently unrecognized form of sadness. It's also an indication of how low this person will go to make a name for themselves. In Meg's case, I can't decide whether to feel bad, sad, or mad. No woman deserves to go through this, but we can take solace in knowing that many women do. It's shocking that someone who apparently fights so hard to protect her privacy would write an article about the incident in the New York Times. While I would feel bad for her if she miscarried, I really wish the woman, and him, would just be quiet. Indeed, Meghan and Harry went to extreme lengths to create a shock and awe story. Their openness has made them sound like the early buffalo hunters who, with their hands tied behind their backs, scalped an entire Indian village and killed 1,000 buffalo with just 10 bullets. Like 3 little pigs or 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie, their tales have taken on the feel of a nursery rhyme. Do you seriously believe that as soon as the pie was cut the birds started singing? An incredulous tone like that is typical of Spare. Even though the book hasn't been released to the public, people are already claiming that it contains fantastic and implausible tales. Remember that this was co-written by a man with severe mental illness and his handler. When put together, their reasoning is illogical. They exaggerate about matters that are both illegal and dangerous, such as holding a private wedding ceremony in the yard or burying a miscarried fetus, as well as ridiculous, the necklace and dog bowl story. Attempts to make the royal family look bad have failed miserably. If proof of mental illness is necessary for Prince Harry to be institutionalized, he has provided it. Not only that, but there are far too many gaps in the narrative for it to be believed. This supposedly occurred in hospitals during COVID, when even terminally ill patients were denied visitors. It is against the law in the state of California to inter human remains anywhere other than a cemetery. Human fetal remains are not immediately released because they are considered biohazard wastes. The pathology lab gets anything older than 20 weeks. After the necessary procedures are followed, more fully developed remains may be released for official burial. There are no banyan trees in Montecito because they are not native to California. What? He's claiming they visited a secret park open to the public. Fifth, do you seriously believe that Harry dug his own grave? Women who have experienced this kind of loss find this story offensive. In real life, no one ever handed anyone a tissue bag and told them to bury it wherever they pleased, as this book implies. You can't put it like that and expect it to work. This kind of dramatic nonsense is par for the course for these two, and this fabrication is typical. Despite what they say, I don't believe Meghan was ever pregnant or suffered a miscarriage. Simply put, that cannot have happened, legally. As she had never visited a hospital in the United States, she had no idea what to expect. She has never shared any anecdotes about her pregnancy or delivery, despite the fact that we can all assume she would want to brag about how wonderful her experience was. And supposedly Harry dozed off during the pregnancy test. It literally takes only 3 minutes. He only slept for 3 minutes? It's more proof that she was never pregnant to begin with. When he opens his eyes, he is shocked. It's a girl. Perhaps the ghostwriter's departure was due to inanities such as these. Would an award-winning author want their name on a work of science fiction like that? Furthermore, I am curious as to what Hasno has been ingesting to convince himself that others will believe this nonsense. Is that so? So, what do you think of the tale I just told you? Put your thoughts in the comment section. If you find my video to be helpful in any way, please feel free to like and share it with anyone who enjoys doing so. Additionally, if you want to stay up to date on all things royal family news update, be sure to subscribe to the official YouTube channel for royal news. Once more, I appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day and I'll see you later.